Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite art supplies for 2024. Alright, so let's start with the NeoColor 2. This is overall one of my favorite art supplies overall, but for 2024 I really found myself using them, reaching for them a great deal. You can see that there, some of them are, I bought these all individually, so I don't have like the tin, but some of them are very small, and I've even had to repurchase a few. So I really love my NeoColor 2s. Okay, so the next art supply that I want to talk about is smooth mixed media paper. And I'm showing you this as an example. Like this is a pith sketchbook, and the paper is 200 GSM, says 100% cotton, but I'm really liking smooth paper, mixed media paper, especially if it's 200 GSM. That's a good spot to use wet and dry, you know what I mean? Yeah, it might wrinkle, it might buckle a little bit, but I tend to like that in a sketchbook when the pages are all crinkly. I like that. But this, I like smooth paper. I'm kind of shying away from textured paper because I find because I use this a lot, I don't like how a NeoColor goes over textured paper. I don't really like it. So smooth paper I think is going to be a staple. I do have quite a few cold press watercolor blocks, and that's fine. I can use that for actual watercolor, but when it comes to like colored pencils and NeoColor crayons and sticks like this, I need the smooth paper. The dry materials I feel like need to go on smooth paper. Yeah. And so the pith paper is something, the mixed media paper in general, smooth. I'm not necessarily the pith because I like Canson as well. Their mixed media paper is really, really smooth as well. I don't have an example because it's a sketchbook that I've already used up, and I kind of packed it away. But the Canson mixed media paper is up there too. Like those are the two mixed media papers that I like. So the next one is watercolor pencils. So my watercolor pencils are a couple of brands. We have Carandache, the Supra Color Soft, and then we have the other Carandache Museum Aquarelle. These two brands are my fave. Then I have, all of these are my fave, is what I'm saying. Then I have Prismacolor watercolor pencils, which are really good. don't sleep on Prismacolor. It's very affordable and they're actually very good. Prismacolor, and then there's another one. Oh, the Inktense pencils. Yeah, I think I have one here. The Derwent Inktense pencils. Very superior watercolor pencil. Very superior. And they like the color payoff is what I'm trying to say is really, really good. There's not another brand, right? Yeah, it's these 4 brands of watercolor pencils that I go for all the time. Gouache is the next one. This has been my go-to gouache palette. I cleaned it. This has been my go-to gouache palette. And in here are Holbein gouaches, you know, like these ones, and this gouache, Royal Langnickel. I got these from Michael's. Essentials gouache. It's a mixture of Holbein and this. So, but most recently I got some Winsor Newton designer gouache, but I didn't put it on my list because I just got it literally like a week ago from filming this. So but this I've had this since 2023, 2024. This has been my go-to gouache palette for sure. The paint sticks, like this Del Green. This is something that I've used. The Faber-Castell gelatos. I love these things. I reach for those too. And these tempera paint sticks. These I think I got at Five Below or something, or maybe the Dollar Tree. Yeah, this is another Faber-Castell. These paint sticks really allow you to put color down quickly in your sketchbook, and they dry super quick. You could almost immediately work right on top of them after you've put the color down. So that's always a plus, something that dries quick. Alright, the next one are watercolor markers. Watercolor markers like these, like this Winsor Newton Pro marker watercolor. Yeah. And Ecoline. These brush pens, these are watercolor because you can refill this with watercolor, with color that you can put directly into the pen. So I've been, excuse me, I have revisited like my brush pens, and even, you know, these markers. I have these Faber-Castell type markers. These are watercolor too, and Tombows, that's water-based. These are water-based markers as well. It's been all of them, just the water markers in general, that I've really found, you know, my process. Like I'm finding my process with different materials and how I like to create. And usually, typically, I like to start with the wet media first. And if I know I'm going to be layering, this is what I like. I'll start with the wet media first, something like gouache or watercolor, and then go on top with, you know, pencils or colored pencils, I'm saying crayons, anything else other like paint, watercolor, and then go on top with the dry materials. And depending on if I used, what kind of pencil I use, if it was a watercolor pencil or a regular pencil, I might go back on top with wet, depending on, you know, what's on top. You know, if anything isn't water soluble, then I've done that in the past, like added more paint, added more wet media on top of dry. I've done that. What's next? So these Liquitex jumbo markers, they allow you to, you know, get paint on the page quickly. Posca, this is a very popular favorite acrylic marker, Posca. And then another one, these were my first markers, acrylic markers that I got when I started my art journey. These Arteza acrylic markers, these I got on Amazon. So then I've been painting a lot in 2024. So just showing these, you know, acrylic paint. Acrylic paint has been something that I have purchased a lot of, you know, got read up on, you know, rebought, I should say. And I've been really painting a lot with acrylic paint. Okay, so the next favorite is Art Graph. This is a very popular water soluble graphite right there. And I like to use this for shadows, for backgrounds, for creating a mood. Just anything moody, shadowy, dark. I like to use the Art Graph. So next we have water soluble graphite pencils, because Art Graph is water soluble graphite but in a paint form. But here we have a couple of pencils. These are Faber-Castell graphite aquarelles, and I have them in a couple 6B, 8B, and 2B. I have the I think about two more. I can't find them. But these are good when you're, you know, when you're sketching, and then you can come in with your brush and activate graphite where you want it to move. So I like these a lot. Micron pens are the next fave. I've really been reaching for these a lot in 2024, and I expect that I will be continuing to use Micron pens because they have become part of like my I prefer to use these pens instead of looking for a whole bunch of other waterproof inks. These inks are waterproof. It's archival. And because I've gotten other inks, other pens that have claimed to be waterproof, quote unquote, and it didn't work out well. But Micron is reliable. So that's why I'm sticking with that when it comes to, you know, my sketching and ink and watercolor sketches. I like to use these. So the Blackwing pencils have become another fave of mine too. I like to use the matte one when I'm, you know, when it's something that I'm sketching that I'm not worried about, that I know I'm not going to need to try to erase, you know, because this pencil is really dark, but it's matte. And this one, the Blackwing 602, there you go. I like to use this when I know that I'm gonna erase after I ink. Okay, and I'm usually inking with this. So, and these Blackwing, these are this one is, they sell these significantly shorter. Like this is how it came, short like this. I can show you one. There, where is it? Okay, see, yeah, it came like this. This is how it came in the box. So, I didn't know that they came like this, and they are like maybe $10 cheaper the box than the regular length. So if you're interested in buying some Blackwing pencils, and you know, because they're kind of pricey, to be honest, and you don't want to bite the bullet on the 30, what is it, like $32 for a box of 12. This one was 20 something dollars. On this, I got this directly off of the Blackwing website. These, my Derwent paint pans. So this is the regular one. This is the 12 color, and as you can see, she has been really loved and utilized. And then we have the GRaphitint one, which I love to take outside for landscapes for trees and water and stuff like that. I think this is like the perfect landscape palette. Perfect. And I reached for this a lot this year as well. Last but certainly not least, not in my eyes anyway, is an art supply that I reached for a lot in 2024 is collage paper. And these are examples of collage papers that I've actually painted on my own. This one was with acrylic paint, and the rest, I believe, these are acrylic paints too, but these are, oh, acrylic gouache. Yeah, I did a lot of them with acrylic gouache because I wanted them to stay put, you know, but I didn't want them to be shiny. So as you can see, this one is kind of shiny. That's one I made with acrylic paint, but these were acrylic gouache. If you see shiny, like the ones that I have are, yeah, this is regular acrylic paint because it's so shiny, but this one wasn't. Yeah, so anyway, collage paper has been one of the things that I have really reached for in 2024. Has become one of my favorite things to work with, you know, in terms of art supplies. And so I think I pretty much covered everything, or basically, you know, my art materials favorites for now 24. I'm not really looking to buy, I mean, I have everything that I need to create different types of art. But you know, if I run out of something that I really like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and get it. But in 2025, I am going to buy less art supplies. I'm not gonna buy as much because I'm starting to hone in on my process and what I like to use. And there are some things that I have, like I have a set of alcohol markers that I never use because, you know, I don't like the way they bleed on the other side of the page, you know, so I don't have a process for that, for them. There's other like bits of, you know, art supplies that I've gotten in the past that I don't use a lot of, like oil pastel. I like oil pastels. But I just don't reach for them. I don't look for them because I have these. These satisfy that need for me to scribble on my page. And oil pastels, you know, they can be messy and stuff like that. So there's just certain art supplies that I have, that I invested in, that I noticed that probably will not work for me in the long run. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I should give them away or do a giveaway, but I'll think about that for 2025. But anyway, if you got to this point, thank you for getting this far with me in this video. I appreciate your time and support, and I hope you saw some art supplies here that you might be interested in. You know, not pushing consumerism, but you know, it's always good to know what's out there. And you have to, as an artist, we like to try different things. So as long as, you know, you're within your budget and you're being responsible and you're not breaking the bank over some art supplies, you're good. All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Okay. Take care. Bye.